Hi guys, it's Belle here and welcome back for day 17 of Junk Journal July, hosted by the lovely Meg Journals in collaboration with Get Messy Art. Please do check out the links below. And today's prompt was aged. Now, there were lots of ways I could have thought about this, and realistically, I don't have an exact idea in mind. I just pulled some stuff, and we're going to take the page out. I'm putting it on the back of this page because it's got a bit of stability, and we're going to need that, I think. I mean, this looks aged anyway. It would have worked brilliantly for that, but we are going to use this page, and I'm thinking I want to try and use one of the new Tim Holtz, what are they called? Transfers. Nope, that's not what they're called. But you know what they, you get it. What are they? It's bothering me now that I can't remember them. They're right behind me. Collage paper, that's it. Right, one of the Tim Holtz collage papers. This is going to have to be ripped down the edge. I thought we'd put this on here. Now, there are lots of ways you can interpret this prompt, and there are lots of ways to age things. Obviously, one of the ones that we use most often in the journal community is tea dyeing or coffee dyeing. It's a thing. It's what we do. I'm going to use some Mod Podge to put this down. So I didn't necessarily want to use that, and I think there's a later prompt, if I'm right, that says tea dyed. Yes, there is. I tend to tea dye, I don't coffee dye, so but that is one of the ways you can age. And obviously you can use stamps to age things, inks, paints, all sorts of stuff to age. Hold on, guys. Sorry, I realised I still had some gesso on my table from working on a previous page. So yes, so there's lots of ways you can age a piece. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I love using tea dyed paper and inks and all that kind of thing. But I don't know. We're just going to go with this page. I know the one thing that I do want to use, I might actually add some crinkles to this as I put it down, actually, because that's another way you can age things, by giving them some texture. So I am going to use a tea bag, one of my tea bags, because that very quickly, I used it on this other page too, and it very quickly gives you kind of an aged grungy look. So that's fun. I wanted to put this down in the background because I haven't used one yet. And I just recently picked these up. You would have seen them in a haul that I shared with you. I do like tissue paper and napkins and decoupage and all that kind of thing. Decoupage was one of the first kind of things that I started doing when I had my first child, because we just, you know, young couple, didn't have a lot of money, first child, and family and friends were kind enough to kind of gift us pieces of furniture and that when we set up our home. And the furniture was lovely, but it was quite plain, especially in her room. And so I decoupaged. I drew and cut shapes and images out, and I decoupaged on it. So yes, now I'm going to use some tea bags. Now, these are mine. I make them with my tea because I had someone ask that question. And I drink mint tea, guys. So, yes, I got this lovely grunginess from just some herbal mint tea. But it's because I tend to let them dry a little bit, then put them on a very low heat in the oven, then pull them out before they're completely dry, and it just tends to darken it a little bit. So I want that on there so that we're using the tea bag to age the collage paper underneath. And I think I was watching one of Meg's videos when she said, you know, you don't have to go all out for the prompt. It can be your whole page represents the prompt, or it can literally be one tiny little aspect on your page. It just depends on how you're thinking that day, where your thought process is that day. This is really interesting to work on because I've got this clunky kind of star underneath that is making it so that it's very wibbly wobbly. It's not a flat background, but that's okay. Really trying to get into all those cracks and give it a bit of a coating. But already adding that tea bag on top of the collage, you get this lovely kind of aged, grungy look to it, which I love. And I don't want the whole thing covered in it. I just wanted part of it covered. And thankfully, because the other side is grungy too, I'm actually going to add some walnut stain. But the first thing I'm going to do before I do that is I'm going to quickly dry this off so that we can then carry on working. Okay, yeah, I just love that. I really do. So I'm going to grab my walnut stain. And again, the great thing about not having this bound yet, even though it irritates me to have all the pages all over the place. And it does, guys. I'm not going to lie. It does irritate me. And it's going to be quite an interesting time binding this journal together because of the just how bulky this journal is going to be before I bind it. But yeah, so we've outlined it with some walnut stain, which just adds to the I don't know, I think of I think of aged and I think of grungy. That's where my brain goes. Okay, so I also found in my stash this Tim Holtz. It's one of his photos on the photo booths, and I already started aging it. You can see I must have been in the middle of a project. I've been ripping it and I've been creasing it, and then I must have used a little bit of sandpaper on here too. And I'm going to just bring in again some walnut stain on there. So I thought, oh, perfect. We'll use this on here as well. I'd obviously been in the middle of aging it, but then not got round to using it. I don't even know what project it was for. I'm always kind of aging photographs and doing things. So who knows? That's what we say. I wonder if this will work. I know proper sandpaper will work. Yes, that works. Perfect. Just using an emery I do not know what is wrong with my words today. Emery board. Honestly, guys, what is wrong? Oh, don't they look so lovely? Oh, honestly, those glasses, the hat. She is on point. And I also have this piece of really old, I mean, you can't even see it. This was a vintage tape measure, fabric tape measure. You can't even see the numbers. You can just see some black edging. And I thought I'd like that on there. And I'm going to use, and I don't even know where it's going, guys. I'm just doing bit by bit. I'm going to use an eyelet, I think, to hold it together. Whoa, it went through. Yeah, I'm going to use an eyelet. No, my mini eyelets. I really need to make sure that these are labelled minis and larges. I do have some large in with my minis. I don't have as many mini eyelets, so sometimes I just pick up the wrong. Right, this needs to stay together as I then It would help if I moved it over into the right bit, wouldn't it? Yes, Belle, that really would help. Okay, so I know I wanted that on there, but I don't know what else. And then I pulled out some other little bits and bobs. I have got some of this music paper that, again, we used on another piece, and it has these gold splatters, and it is vintage. So again, for aged, you could literally use vintage pieces, you know, they're aged. This needs some major inking. And then I'm thinking I want the edges curled a little bit and ripped. That's what I'm thinking. I don't even know where it's going on here yet. I've already ripped it to a size and started curling it. I mean, honestly. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I like that though. Yes, I do. Probably won't even get to see most of the gold splatters on here, but that's okay. And we're covering up a lot of that flower, but again, that's okay. I just kind of wanted it in the background. I can always move it over here because I like this because it's got more of a faded look to it. Yeah, I like that. We are going to cut this just a little bit. I think I want it hanging over the edge. I'm wondering if it'll... Oh, gosh. Yes, guys, it frays and rips, as I just found out. But look at that, isn't it yummy? Honestly, only us crafters could look at something frayed, ripped and damaged and go, oh, that's just wonderful. Honestly, I sometimes worry about us. Oh, and the other way to add some fun, actually, and I wanted to add this, if you don't have tea bag, I also often work with vintage sewing pattern papers. And it just adds a bit of interest. And I was wondering about putting that on here because it says shirt and blouse and the numbers. And I kind of like that, which means I have to get more Mod Podge. Let's rip it and see what we want. It says ladies as well on there. And these women are ladies. Ooh. Ladies shirt and blouse. We don't need the whole thing. We don't need it to say sleeve. But yeah, if you can get the browner, vintager looking sewing pattern paper, then it really does help to just, we don't need the whole word, add something. Oh, yes, love it. Where's my cloth? Because my Mod Podge brush is now in some water. So I need to just dry that a little bit before doing this. Love it. Love those numbers too. So, love the grunge, guys. Love the grunge. Now, I know most of this junk journal, July journal, is very bright because it's just fun to work with things I wouldn't normally work with, but I'm just a grungy girl at heart. Grungy gothic girl at heart. So, love that. So again, as I said, if you can't find tea bags, or maybe your tea bags don't get as grungy. Look at that. Doesn't that just really add? We're just layering it up, and doesn't that add, guys? Love it. Need to dry that. Maybe your tea bags just don't get as grungy, and that's okay. So try and find some sewing pattern paper that would work. Oh, it's so cute. Tell you what I also wanted. I had this Tim Holtz paper, and it has the numbers down here, and I was thinking of using these as my numbers. Let's double check what day it is. I'm pretty sure it's day 17. Yeah. I was thinking of using these numbers from the paper, because I don't have the dies or the ephemera pieces or anything like that of his for numbers. So I thought this would work. I thought this would be fun. Use the scrapbook. I can't remember what pad this is from. I got a few of them. But yeah, I thought this would be a fun way to add the numbers. It's too big. Let's rip them down. Do do. And obviously, say it with me, we're going to ink. We are going to ink. Do, 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 do. And we can have the numbers. I'm trying to find, I want some numbers there too. Number 17, maybe, like that. That would look quite cute. Or is it too much over there? But I don't want to cover up the ladies. So we could put the numbers. I definitely want that there. It's quite a lot there as well. Maybe if I cut this bit, maybe it's too wide. Maybe that's the problem. Like so. Possibly. You can go underneath. So we could have the numbers there. Fun, fun, fun. And I've got some bits of lace here. Also have some other little bits and bobs. Obviously, I say obviously, but it is kind of obvious if you've watched me a while. I have some Tim Holtz ephemera pieces too, because I love me ephemera pieces. Right, let's rip this fabric so that it just looks a bit, again, aged. Put it under there maybe. With that. Okay, or under here. Do I like it under there? I think I prefer it there. The one thing I don't like is, even though this is cream, it still seems quite bright. So we're just going to gently go over that with the walnut stain. Maybe up there. There's a lot going on up there, so maybe not. Okay, I do have a flower because can we really and truly have a piece of my page without some sort of flower or nature on it? Can we? Let's just realize the answer is no. There's a no to that. Like so. Let's have a look. And what do I think? I don't like that. I don't like that there at all. Could do it on that side. Then we're covering up the numbers, but we could move the numbers down here. So that could be okay. It's going to be half on, half off, I think, this. And we could have the numbers down there. Like so. I do have a different one. Let's have a look what I think of this one instead. With our lovely ladies. Oh, you're so lovely, ladies. Lovely, lovely ladies. Okay. Maybe I prefer that. I think I like the brown of this though, because it gives more contrast. So no. Just no to that. And we do have some butterflies, but I really don't think I want to bring in that colour or that colour. Right, so what I do want to use though is, this is some vintage book spine, and I want to peel a delicious bit of this off. Look at that, guys. Look at the texture. And maybe we could bring this down here with the numbers. Like so, to give it a bit more. Or under here. I think I like it under there. Do we want it down? Like so, maybe. And we have the lace. I'm going to have to start gluing things down soon because things are moving all over the place. But until I like the placement, I don't want to. put anything down yet. So like that with the flower. Like so. With the flower. There is some weird beeping outside, which is a tad bit annoying. That's quite cute. I'll also have that. Bring in the number. Oh, that's got 17 on it. That's what I want for the number. Sometimes a plan just comes together that you haven't even planned, guys. So it is day 17, but we are going to have that on there. Yes, that works better. My brain likes that better. We have got a little golden flower too, because we've got the gold in the background. So we could have the golden flower, not the brown, and then we can move this over a little bit more. And the lace. And I'm just wondering if I want any other kind of Tim Holtz pieces. Nottingham Railway. Hold on. Do I want it to say Railway South on there? Or do I want it to say Nottingham? Kind of like it saying Nottingham, as long as we're not covering up the bit that says ladies, because now we're covering up most of it and you guys are probably like, Belle, what was the point of even putting that on there? And the point is, guys, you just don't know until your brain starts really putting stuff together. You don't know where it's going to go some days. Some days you just got to go where the muses take you. And obviously that's got to be all ripped and torn because, again, aged. Oh, so deliciously grungy. Honestly. So deliciously grungy. A little bit of lace. Do I even like that lace there? That's what I'm... Yeah, I do. It needs to break up. Unless I was to put, because I like all the ladies and the numbers, unless I put Nottingham down here. And that would go there. This could be moved a bit so that it could go like that instead. With that. And then we still get all this fun bit. And we could still add a little bit of lace. I think we're almost there, guys. I know, it's taken us a while. 1913. Like in red. Or even under here. I know what I want to look at. I know what I'm going to pull out. So I've got the Tim Holtz numbers here. Let's try and work out how I can actually get in my box, shall we? So yeah, we've got the numbers. Oh, I want a nice one. We've got a little bit of red. It might be nice to just bring in one pop of red. Just there. That might work. Try to see if there's anything else. Got that one. No, I think I might want a pop of the red. Okay, guys, we're going to start sticking and gluing. So let's take this and this and the... Oh my goodness. Hold on, I just dropped something. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to glue this. It would look nice with some stitching actually, wouldn't it? We're going to glue this onto here. And we're going to glue this so that it's a little bit raised when I put it down onto the page. So that's going to go down like that, and then we're going to glue all the back on this. But make sure that those edges aren't as glued so that I can really keep them raised Let's think about, I want some of those numbers. So we're going to move. I can't have it too close to the spine, but we can rip and tear it so that we can see some of those numbers there. Yeah, I did put the music paper the right way up. So we can do that. Now glue that corner a little bit more, like so. Okay, this also needs to be a bit roughed and inked. Could not have it inked. Now I'm wondering if I want to stitch, but I don't think I do, but I do want, we're going to have the number just there. So let's glue that, and then we'll be able to glue that bit, not forgetting, of course, the beautiful book spine. I have so little of that, guys, and I love vintage book spine. So let's glue this down. And then we also need to glue, there's a lot of gluing going on here. We also need to glue the back of this. Not the whole thing. I'm going to do it around the brad and down here. Oh, do you know what I almost forgot? Thank goodness I just remembered. Is some of, oh my gosh, this needs so much pressing down. Some of this beautiful book spine on here as well. Or do I want it this way? Which way do I want it? I think I kind of like it that way, so we're going to go like that. But also need it at the top, like so. So we've got some of that. We don't want that completely down, so I'm going to try and stick it so it's more like that. Glue, 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 glue. Fun. And then this, even though it's gold and we have got gold splatters, I just want it inked just a smidgels. And we're going to put this here. Obviously I don't want it on the lady's face because we need to see her beautiful face. And then that's going to go down there as the number. Do I want it further down or further up? Like so. I had it further down, I think. Yeah, okay. So, and actually, while I'm at it, let's just do that a little bit. Maybe it's looking too perfect. And nowhere now have I got lace, but this isn't glued down, so I can still put some lace somewhere if I want to. So let's glue this and glue the back of the flower. Got to have some flowers. Got to have a little bit of nature. I really don't want it covering her up. I know it covers up the Nottingham bit a little bit, but that's okay. And then this on here, like so. Beautiful ladies off to Nottingham. To do what, we wonder? Shop. What kind of shopping? I feel like we might still need some of this lace. I just don't know where. Nope, I don't like that. Yes, just there. Literally just there. Great. I knew I needed something. And then we can glue that on top. So that's that. Now, it's all very over this way. It's all very over that way. But that's okay because, I mean, it is very aged, isn't it? It is very, very grungy. It does make me laugh that I ripped out those numbers and then I just haven't used them. But I'm wondering if I want some of this. Maybe not. Maybe I don't like that one. Maybe we've got one of these and it might say something nice. We've got signatures. I do like signatures. I've got that new stamp actually that's got signatures on it. Right, let's just take a number first. I've got a lot of numbers on here, but do you know what? That's okay. And I'm wondering about adding it kind of down there on the Nottingham bit. Let's just use the end of this paintbrush. Do that. Come on, come up. It's like, no, I don't want to come up. I'm stuck to the Mod Podge. Okay, so that just goes there, which is cute. I'm wondering about, I mean, I could do a stamped one, but one of these. Yeah, I could do one of these. Really just playing with this, guys. Really am. And this is on so many levels, so this will be interesting to see. It's on fabric, it's on book spine, it's on like 3 or 4 different levels. We've got the stars underneath, we've got the photo. I mean, it would have been easier to stamp it, but it doesn't have to be perfect, guys. Yeah, I like that. So that's on there, and it's gonna have to have a word somewhere, guys. It really does. It can't not have a word. We've got gold here, so let's have a look at Hope is Never Lost, Adventure Awaits, Sweet Life, Wonder, Best Day Ever. I feel like that one works because I feel like it's their best day ever, that they've gone out and they've had an amazing time as friends, and yeah, they've kind of just had an amazing day. Best day ever there or here? Do I want it roughly here? Kind of like it there. Okay, so we're going to have that there. Although, again, it's covering up the Nottingham bit. And I at least would like to see the N for the Nottingham. You know. Best day ever. They've gone on a girls' trip to Nottingham. Maybe the trains were actually on time. Maybe they got one of those fancy trains where you can have like a buffet and everything on it. And just had an amazing day out. So I think that's it, guys. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to bring that up so you can have a good look. Lots of layers, lots of textures. Off to the side a little bit, but because I wanted to see a bit more of that. The prompt was aged. We've used lots of different things to give it an age. And also we've used some vintage pieces and the photo. Just looks so good. We've used vintage tape measure, vintage music paper, vintage sewing pattern paper. And we have a few bits that make it look vintage. And I just think, yeah, they've had the best day ever, and it's day 17, and we're going to use that for the day. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. I really liked putting it together. Shall we give them a name? Shall they be called Sandra and Janine? And they're going to Nottingham for a day out, tea and cakes, and a lovely little English tea shop, do a little bit of shopping, you know, just having a fabulous girls' day. And they're like, do you know what? Let's take a photo of ourselves while we go out because we are looking good today. So Sandra and Janine on a day out to Nottingham. I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. Yeah, I really liked it. I hope you got some techniques or inspiration on how you can age or how you can think about the prompt aged. And I will be back soon with another video. Until then, please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. And wherever you are in the world, Nottingham or wherever, I hope you are having lots and lots of crafty fun. Bye, guys.